Good morning. Good morning. I'm Tom Merrill, grateful member of this community. Please, as you're coming in the door, take your seats. It's now the time to turn off your cell phones or any other devices that connect you to the outside world. As I said before, there's a saying that when one door closes, another opens. So I invite you to close your cell phone so that you can be open and open yourselves to the spirit of song and spoken word here this morning. So now, greet your neighbors. Behind you, beside you. So welcome to the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. We honor you wherever you are on your spiritual path, knowing that there is something special here for you this morning. Please join us in the morning chant led by our one and only Bodhi, followed by this morning by the Spiritual Mind Treatment offered by our very own Reverend Karyl, to take you deeper into your own center.
You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to you are the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world.
Morning. This is our Partnership Sunday with our sister center in Ukraine. And so I'm going to pray in just a minute, but I want you to just ride on that little red ribbon with me on the altar. Sean Haven did our beautiful altar this morning, and the little red ribbon goes from San Francisco or the Bay Area to Ukraine. Reverend Barbara is here with me this morning. And so with that, with riding on that little red ribbon, 11 time zones away, it is now 9 o'clock tonight in Ukraine. So if you would turn within with me and know that right where I am, the entire presence of God is available to me. All creative capacity, all potential, all love, all divine ideas from the one mind. It is right here and everywhere. And so as I know that I am an opening to the infinite presence, and all of the love of God flows through me, all of the ideas that I need are mine right now. I'm thinking them right now, instantly. And I know the same for each person in this room. I know the same for each person that we know, all of our friends and all of the faces that we recognize on television. And now I know the same thing for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. I imagine families at 9 o'clock tonight getting ready for bed and reading bedtime stories to their children, just like we do for our children and grandchildren here. I remember that there are single people there that are finishing up their dinner in their homes or in restaurants, sipping that last sip of wine or coffee and talking about tomorrow. I am remembering that just like me, everyone in Ukraine wants a life filled with love and possibility, prosperity and peace, just like me. I remember that just like me, everyone in Ukraine wants a world that is workable for their children. And just like me, everyone in Ukraine wants more understanding and less confusion. And just as for me, as I open to the answers to these prayers, and the answers are available to me, they are available to them. They are available to us. And so this morning, reaching our loving hearts around the world, 11 time zones in one direction and 13 time zones in another direction, all meeting up in Ukraine as we can meet in any place on earth, knowing that love, peace, healing, abundance, harmony, balance, partnership, and connection are ours worldwide. Anything unlike this falls away now as I accept the answer to this prayer. And so it is. Amen. Well, you can bet they felt it. And good morning for the Cherkasy and other Ukrainian computer stations and televisions. Hello. Everybody turn around and wave to the camera. Oh, so sweet. Oh, gosh. So if you would welcome with me now Romana Vieira, and who is our wonderful guest artist this morning. And we have yet another culture to celebrate. Romana is going to sing to us in Portuguese. Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. This is I believe my second return back to this wonderful spiritual community. And the song that I chose today, I wanted to bring something from my cultural heritage. And this is a combination of a song that was written by a Portuguese Canadian, so we have Canada energy in here as well. And his name is Euclides Cavacos, so he is the lyricist, and I compose the music. And the beauty of singing in another language is that you can take the song into your heart and just feel the vibration of the music through my voice and through the chords, and just tune in. This song is called Fado de Vida, and it's a song of life and fulfilling our own individual destiny. However we get there, all roads lead us back to home.
desconhecido e incerto, como um vexame por caminho, quedando sempre mais perto o fim do nosso caminho. A nossa vida é um fado, é neste fado da vida há um caminho traçado, sem rumo, tempo ou medida. Faro da vida, faro da vida, faro da vida, faro da vida. Mas caminhamos em frente, sem rumo, assaz obscuro, neste fado persistente a que chamamos futuro. Faro da vida, faro da vida, faro da vida, o faro da vida. Faro da vida, faro da vida, faro da vida, oh faro da vida. Mas caminhamos em frente, era um assaz obscuro, neste fado persistente a que chamamos futuro. Faro da vida, faro da vida, oh faro da vida, faro da vida, faro da vida. Faro da vida, oh faro da vida, faro da vida. Seu fado sino ao destino, somos de fado guarida, num caminhar peregrino, cumprido a fado da vida. Muito obrigada.
Thank you so much. We are so blessed by our musicians and the music here at this community. I'm Reverend Sarah Hargrave, staff minister at this wonderful spiritual community. We always like to start off with gratitude, and today we want to have a gratitude for the Fund Development team who brought the wonderful series of Creating Your Spiritual Legacy events. If you're here and part of that group, please stand and let us acknowledge you. And their ongoing events, their most recent one was a movie Friday night, and I understand 26 people were there to enjoy that. We always bless our children, and today they are talking about wholeness finding wholeness and remembering wholeness. So as you wave goodbye to them, lovingly remember your wholeness as well. We have a nice group there today. Winter classes are starting. Enrollment is open. There's a table over here for you to find out more about all the events that are coming up. There's 4 of our most popular classes that are coming up. Reverend Karyl will be talking about prosperity. We'll be doing the Prosperity Class Plus class. And whether you've taken it already or want to take it again, that starts this Thursday evening. There's also the Change class. Marilyn Letsos will be doing that in February, as well as Posey Lyon will be doing spiritual practices in February. So our Foundations class is going to be taught by Francine, and she has a few things to say about that.
Good morning. If you've taken Foundations before, could you raise your hands? Oh, wow. So those of you who have not, it looks like you're likely to be sitting next to someone who has. So if you've thought about taking a class here, this is the place to start, Foundations. As you can see, so many people here have taken this class. Every one of our practitioners, our licensed ministers, have started with this class. Most likely, many of the people whose books you have read, other spiritual leaders, have started with this class. So it's a very important class. It is, for many of us, a big life-changing class. It's 11 weeks long. It starts this Thursday at our Learning Center. We'll be taking sign-ups today for that. And it is my intention and the intention of the insistence in this class that this will be a life-changing class for you, transformational. And if it is not, we will refund your money. That's how committed we are to putting all of our effort into this to make it the experience for you as it has been for us. So please join us for Foundations. Even if you've taken it before, take it again because it's a new curriculum. Thanks.
There's going to be a wonderful Ukraine partnership conversation today, right after the service. Reverend Karyl and Reverend Barbara are going to talk about how we can work together for greater good. And that's going to be at this table over here. So join them there for that. New books. We have such a wonderful book team that comes up with great books for us, and they've been searching the internet and have been finding out-of-print books by Ernest Holmes, and some of them have already been snapped up. I think there are more on the way, and there's one left of those, but there's a lot of books that are just newly printed by Holmes. So go check out the book table and find goodies there. I think Reverend Karyl. Our wonderful Reverend Karyl.
Thank you. Thank you. I have one announcement and before I launch into the talk, and that is the next event sponsored by the Fund Development Team about creating your spiritual legacy. You should have received this on your way in. This is going to be January 30th, a Wednesday evening, 7 to 9:30. And it's estate planning, moving through blocks. So what we're doing with this series is helping all of us get ready for moving on. And whether this moving on through the lovely transition called death happens next year or in 20 or 30 or 40 years, if we're ready, and as your spiritual leader, there's a lot of getting ready for us to do. This is the nuts and bolts. So if you have any stuff that you do not know what to do with, or if you have any family members that you are at odds with and they want some of your stuff, this is the workshop for you. Working through blocks. It's going to be loving, humorous, sweet, I'm facilitating it with Barbara Cox, who is our licensed practitioner. And so please avail yourself of this. So now I'm going to move in. That was very sweet, appreciative. So now I'm moving into the talk part right after. I welcome everyone who is here for the first time or back after a long time. I see your magnificence. I'm glad you're here. All of us that call this home hope you can call it home too. So with that, I'm moving into the message for today, which is called I Conceive New Partnerships. January is the month of conceiving. It is where we think about what our light will be in the coming year, what our life will be in the coming year. And that seed idea is it's a conception. It's an idea that has every single possibility of becoming manifest. And that is what this year is going to be about, is manifesting what we conceive in this month. Or, you're not limited to January. But the theme for 2013 is on the side of your bulletin, the new world and the ancient path. And what we're doing is we're taking examples from the news that show us that we are already in the new paradigm. We are already in the paradigm of oneness and partnership, and then we are also looking to our ancestry and the ancient world to see what wisdom we can bring forth so that we support this new world vision of a world that works for everyone. And so partnerships, the word today is partnership. Partnerships are a part of the new world, of course. We partner with each other to bring forth new evolved ways of being. And partnership, of course, is also a part of the tribal society. Oneness, connection, working towards a common goal. And as we look at the nature of partnerships that has been throughout the ages, we think of it as expressing a common purpose, sharing, cooperating, and creating something together. Like, I don't know if all of you know this, but you are here supporting the vision of the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, and the vision is a world of love, creating a world of love, one heart and one thought at a time. So that's what we do together. When we look at a new program, we ask, does this support the vision of this community? So the idea of partnership is actually a divine idea because it reflects that spiritual truth of oneness. We're all in here together. The infinite presence made each and everything that was ever made, and it made the stuff out of itself, made me out of itself, made you out of itself. And so that song that we sang at the beginning, you are the heart and the hands of spirit on earth, and me too. And so we can't get away from the partnership that we have with the infinite presence and all of ourselves. And in fact, God needs us to be the heart and the hands, because in the realm of the absolute, it's just amorphous everything. And so it needs us to be the heart and the hands and the voice of spirit. And we need the other forms of life on this earthly plane, or we wouldn't have incarnated here. I think we had many other choices as souls, but we chose to be here. So I'm using the word need in a very conscious way. If you've been around this philosophy any length of time, there are many people, and I try to stay away from that word need myself usually, because it connotes neediness, and conscious people would say, well, no, I don't need a new house. I could accept a new house. I could, and so move it into the realm of, well, there's this possibility that I can accept instead of I need it. But I'm using it because we need it. We need. When you look at the definition of the word need, it goes something like this. It's used to indicate that something is required in order to have success or achieve something. So, in order to have success or achieve life on earth, we need each other. Okay? Can we all say this with me? We need each other. Okay, and thank God we have each other. Oh, good, yes. So we have all these people and things on this earthly plane, and we are in relationship with them. I mean, you work with people, and you might live with people. You might be married to some people. Not more than one at a time. Come on. So we're already in relationship with these people, but are we in conscious partnership with them? Everyone that you have an opportunity to be in conscious partnership with everyone here today, and the people that you live with, and the people that you're married to. And you actually need to be in conscious partnership if you're going to achieve something, if you're going to have a common purpose, if you're going to move together and accomplish something. So when we connect up consciously with someone else, we essentially say, I am with you, and we have a common purpose. And then absolutely wonderful spiritual things happen. Wonderful spiritual things and wonderful, logistical things work out on earth things. So here's our sweet little PowerPoint. Because partners are consciously connected, there are some things that follow that are all good. First, we are more useful. When we're in partnership with somebody else, we kind of get out of ourselves, which I have noticed that that's a very good thing. I can be very self-centered, and when I am in conscious partnership with someone else, I'm caring so much about their growth, about their achieving their goals and desires, and it's so fun to work together with them. So we get out of ourselves and we're inspired to do great life-enhancing things from a consciousness of connection and love. And you know what else is so great? When we're in conscious partnership with someone else and looking to achieve something together, if we have those differences, those little prickly things, they are so minimized. They are less important when we have common partnership goals to attain together. It's like the Heart to Heart team. I mention them almost every week now because they have been working so hard with some of our people who are, and I'm seeing nods, so I know that you are working with Bob Plath and some other people that have been ill, and so thank you to the partnerships in Heart to Heart. Because partners are consciously connected, we are happier. We're more content when we're well used together. We're more apt to do life-enhancing things and bring ourselves joy from that. There's a great video that on Facebook that I reposted to my personal Facebook, and it's about sharing love. It's about people being inspired by seeing other people do good deeds, and then they do good deeds, and you can't watch it without crying. I mean, people have commented and said this is a life-changing video, and I mean, really big things. I'll post it on the Facebook page of our community, and I will also send it out in the letter that I send out. So if you are not a part of any of that, you can join us on the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living Facebook page, and you can also go on our website and click subscribe, and you will get my letter with all the little goodies in it. Because partners are consciously connected, we live our purpose. Each one of us has a reason that we incarnated here, and somehow we are reminded of it when we work together with others. And that's why wonderful committees and teams are made, because we have a common life purpose. We find each other, and then we have fun at, doing it together. And lastly, because partners are consciously connected, we exemplify the nature of oneness. And so what happens is there is no us and them. So I have a couple of examples, one representing the new world and one representing the ancient world. So Suzanne Karch partnered with all of us and gave us a subscription to Positive News. Okay? This is good partnership news of what is happening that benefits the world. In the rainforest, the pig iron industries are not going to be operating anymore using wood charcoal made from rainforest wood, and that means they are also not going to be using workers that look more like slave labor. This is what it says. The pig iron industry has committed to finally changing its ways. All 7 pig iron companies in the Brazilian state of Mahan, I can't pronounce it, Mahan something, recently signed an agreement not to source wood charcoal that comes from forest destruction, slave labor, or encroaches into indigenous lands. Now, yay, right, this is something that is happening. Now, is this going to save the whole rainforest? Maybe not, but boy, is it a step in the right direction. So we are partnering with all of those people that are creating a world that works for everyone. So now my example from the past, it's not too ancient of the past. It's 2 generations ago in my family. I told you that, I think I told you, that when my kids were at home, we started going through some of the paperwork of my mom that is still filling half of my garage that I somehow have not been able to do by myself. And so we started going through some boxes when my kids were home, and I came across inches and inches and inches of old sheet music. From now 2 generations ago, there were 3 sisters. My grandmother, Leela, my Aunt Nina, and my Aunt Helen. Every one of them played the piano. And this is Nina's sheet music. We're going to sing it for the offering, but it's perfect. Now, this is Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, and Frank Sinatra. Some of you don't even know who these people are. And some of us do. Some of us didn't know them when they looked like this, but nonetheless, they're recognizable to me. This is a song about partnership. Oh, I give to you and you give to me true love, true love. And on it will always be true love, true love. For you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me love forever true. That's partnership. And now I'd like to introduce my partner, your partner, the spiritual leader of Temenos, the sister center in Ukraine, Reverend Barbara Leger.
Oh, gosh. You set this up so perfect. Oh, my goodness. I want to start with a little thank you, little presentation. And our lovely altar queen, Sean, is bringing me some of my props, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. We have amazing people in Ukraine, and one of them is an artist named Nadia, which means hope. Nadezhda means hope. And Nadia is our artist. In every conference, we create amazing art, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And I asked her this year to create something for our partnerships. And so in Ukraine, we have 5 different cities where we teach Science of Mind. And so she created one for each of those cities. And they're all different colors, but the pattern is the same. And I asked her to create one here for us. And so this is a goddess and a butterfly together in the hot, juicy summer color of creativity and passion and expression, which is what we learn how to do here in our community, which is to live our life fully and juicy. And so here it says Temenos, Ukraine, in Cyrillic. So I want to give this to my partner here, our beloved Reverend Karyl.
It says LOVE and WISE, 2 of my favorite qualities.
See how good it is? There was a space just waiting for that. Now, Reverend Karyl spoke to the idea of the world that works for everyone, and as many of you know, that is Science of Mind, Centers for Spiritual Living's vision, that the world works for everyone. It's not simply an idea, it's actually an ideal, which could be translated as a principle, as a spiritual truth. And the ideal which we come here to learn about, we come here to feel that ideal of the world that works for everyone. So it's not just a wish. It's not just a hope. It's something we are designed. I want to be out here and see you better. It's something that we are designed to know and to be and to feel. And so how that works for me is, you plant a seed. I plant a seed that says, gosh, I wish it were possible to believe in the world that works for everyone. Gosh, I wish we lived in the world that worked for everyone, so there are no bombs and there is no hunger and everyone has dignity. Gosh, I would love that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love that? Yes. And so what I have discovered from my own spiritual practice is this movement from hope to faith. From desire to just like knowing. And the other day I did this exercise with a support group I'm doing somewhere, and I said, if you found the bottle that had the magic genie in it and you rubbed it and it popped out and it said, your wish is my command, what would it be? So just let yourself answer that question. What would it be? Come on. Mine was world peace. It was just instantly there. It wasn't riches for me. It wasn't happiness for my families. It was world peace. Because I understand that when we have that world that works for everyone, everything else that we want, everything else that we dream about is infinitely more possible. And the second that world peace popped between me and the genie, I was on that street where we live. Another Cole Porter song, I think. We have often walked down that street before. But we know that street called World Peace. And I had this image, not only an image, I was there. I was walking down this street, and there were stores, and there were shops, and people buying and selling, and people were happy, and they weren't trying to figure out how to get more of the pie. What they were doing is saying, wow, what a gorgeous color. I wonder if that could work in my house. Oh, what a fabulous song. I wonder if I could feel that more. How do I bring that to life? And our ingenuity was being applied to how to make the world work even better. And it wasn't a dream. I was walking down that street that I think we have walked down before. And I knew it. That was just a week ago. I am still vibrating with that experience. So, at our summer conference, fall conference, to which you are all invited, please come. It's now in September. You can leave the 4th and come back the 17th, or you can stay a long time if you like. We're right on the Black Sea, and we celebrate life. And last year, we made the commitment. We are now going to have all the conferences be about the world that works for everyone. And so this same magnificent artist, Nadia, and I had a little session. What shall we do for our art project this year to bring people together into this idea that the world works for everyone? And I said, let's make personal shields. Let's get embroidery hoops and get some fabric, and everybody's going to draw and paint. And we tried to do that. We couldn't find 150 of them and enough for everybody. So we ended up with hula hoops, So you know how one idea will spark another? You just got to be in the flow. And so we created 12 different big shields. And this is one of them. And on the top it says Mir который работает для всех. It means the world that works for everyone. And down here, this one says отношения, which means relationship. And so I bought the hula hoops, and Nadia bought the fabric and stretched it and gessoed it, and she painted the letters. And then people all through the week of our conference created the symbols that said for them, what is the world that when the world works for everyone, in the world of relationships, what does that feel like? What's a symbol of that? And so you'll be able to look at these a little more closely later. So that's relationship. But it is a pretty joyous looking thing, isn't it? And this one is the flow of abundance. The world that works for everyone in the flow of abundance. Now, there's nothing up there that says money, although we know that money is a wonderful part of that, and coming to love and respect it is critical. Anyway, this is the symbol of what it feels like to be abundant for some people who painted this. Now, this is going to John Waterhouse's office at Home Office in February. This relationship is going to Ken Gordon's office in Canada in February, and the other 10 are going to make their way around the world as we come into relationship with different countries, so that the world that works for everyone, according to Ukraine's vision, gets planted out there with the consciousness that we have right in this moment of that street that we've walked down, where everyone is braiding their lives together for the good of all. And so in that world that works for everyone, Reverend Karyl so clearly articulated, it is about being in partnership with each other. Imagine being in partnership with your children. I mean, I'm, a recovering control addict, and some of you have known me long enough to know I've recovered somewhat. And imagine doing that with your children so that you're in partnership with them, as opposed to you knowing best what they need and then telling them how to live their life. And what I want for our partnership, we have been so blessed to be in partnership with Golden Gate for 10 years, 10 and a half years. Yes, thank you. We have been in partnership with you. You are the wind. It feels good to love, doesn't it? Golly. And so partnership really supports people where they are. It doesn't say, well, you need to be like that, and when you do that, then we'll be there for you. It's not like that. Partnership just says, who are you? Let me celebrate you. And partnership is a learning experience. We're not terribly skilled at it necessarily when we start out. We get to learn together. And heaven knows we have. We both can be self-centered. We both can be so focused on our work we don't make time for each other. So the vision that I have for our partnership is that we understand the importance of this recognizing our shared purpose, recognizing the value of our connection, so that Reverend Karyl and I model what we know is really the path to partnership, because the world that works for everyone is calling all of us to a higher level of living. We do not have the luxury any longer to indulge in criticism and shame and blame and hiding, and none of that stuff is needed now. It may have served us to get something in the past, and I'm sure we've all learned that. But the world that works for everyone requires mutual support. The world that works for everyone requires that we truly care about the well-being of each other. So I want to know you more. I want our community to know you more. And I want you to know us more. So that we're not just, saying once a month, thank you for your contribution that you send to us, or once a year celebrating when the box arrives from Jane Roach, who sends us the fancy cookies every Thanksgiving. There are things that we celebrate, but I want us to know each other. I want us to care. I want us to know what it is that we're doing here in Corte Madera, so our community can know and support that with you in spirit, in consciousness, and vice versa. I want us to know what is mutual support. I want us to cooperate, because it feels good to make the world a smaller, safer place. We are living the vision of this community, living in love. The world living in love, one heart at a time. We're doing that. And the gift of it is peace, so that we can walk down that street that we've walked down in infinite times ago, that is calling to us. So there is a practice and there is a faith for me to live this vision that I see is calling me. And so for me, the faith is to keep letting God be my guide, to get out of the way enough so that I can hear what Spirit is saying, do this now. Do this. My faith is to have a deeper walk with God and to see the vision of possibility and to keep that vision of possibility in my space. And my practice is to reach out and connect and to learn how to be in partnership, because how to give up my thing that I want, how to not have winners and losers. If one of us has to win, one of us has to lose. But how do we gain together? How do we learn how to navigate the challenges of our life so I don't get my way and you don't get to have yours? That's what I want my life to be about, learning how to be the place where this world can be born, so that I no longer criticize my children or tell them how they should live, so that I no longer blame myself for what I looked like or what I said a minute ago. So I learn how to forgive myself and others. That is my commitment. That's where I'm living. And then how to serve this idea. I've been weeping all week at the idea that I've discovered that I am now in service to this world that works for everyone. That is a big story. And so we invite you to do this with us. We invite you to take our partnership, which we have had and we have loved, to the next level, to the level that really brings it to life, makes it juicy, puts it into this passionate summertime moment. Because that's where we are. We've had the idea, it germinated in winter, it got birthed in spring, and summer is where we put our idea and our energy together, and that's where we are. And so I invite you. Many of you have been involved in one way or another. Today, after service, Reverend Karyl and I are going to be here, supported by this ideal and by the passion that's in our hearts. And if there's something in you that wants to experience your life more in partnership and harmony with your partners, with your co-workers, with your neighbors, with your children, or with yourself and God, I see that our partnership is a learning center. That's what I see, because that's what it's doing for me. And I invite you to learn and share and care and celebrate together. It doesn't take anything but your heart. That's all. Just your heart. Just your idea of possibility. So please join us and see how this partnership can serve you, can light you up to the possibilities of a life that is based on true love. So I thank you. I thank you so much for being our partners. And I look forward to knowing you better and to caring with you and learning to love and work and celebrate with untold pleasures that await us. So just take 1 second now. Just come within and know that this world that works for everyone is within me, and it is within each of us. This world that works for everyone is not only an ideal, it is a reality that is standing right with us everywhere we walk. It is saying, choose me, be me, let me show you how to be peace today. Let me show you how to be love. Let me show you how to fly today. And we are all called. It takes no degree, no amount of money, no fancy house, nothing. We are all called. This is our destiny. Heaven on earth is our destiny. So I celebrate that thank God we have discovered this. We understand that we are the ones who have been called to be the place where the world that works for everyone can be born. And so now when I see the news, I simply say, we are more than that. Thank you, God. And when I see a conflict, I know there is a softer way through it. And when I feel my own pain, I know there is a way to release it into love. And I am building partnership in my life and support so that I can reach out and ask for help. I no longer have to be this tough cookie that does it by herself. Amen. Amen. Thank you, and so it is.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us join us on the next verse if you'd like. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Well, you may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Bodhi. Muito obrigada. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Time for our tithes and offerings. And if the ushers would just stand in the back there for just a sec while I say this one thing. We teach tithing in this community, and we practice tithing. That means that 10% of everything that we receive on Sunday morning is given to God through an avenue that inspires us. And so we have had a custom for 12 years of sending 5% of our income to the home office because the teaching inspires us, and 5% of our income to Temenos because the Ukraine work inspires us. And so I just want you to know that all through the difficult times starting in 2008, when all of us felt that whole money thing happen, your leaders never wavered from tithing 10% to that which inspired us. And so I want you to be proud of that practice that you participate in by giving your tithes and offerings to this community. It is paid forward and forward and forward. And so if you would take your gift in your hands right now and know that this represents true love, and that in giving it we are walking down the street of world peace. And we are experiencing and expressing our partnership with Temenos and beyond in creating a world that works for everyone. And so it is.
I give to you and you give to me true love, true love. So on and on it will always be true love for you. And I have a guardian angel high with nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me, true, forever true. I give to you and you give to me, true love, so on and on it will always be nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me, to forever true.
This offering and all of the good that it does as it moves through this community, and then on to Temenos, on to paying our bills, on to supporting this movement and the world that works for everyone. Blessed be. So coming now to the end of this wonderful, wonderful service, be sure to collect all of your hugs today, because that's really wonderful and it exemplifies partnership. Reverend Barbara and I will be at this table under the stage, and then this is the activities or the events table over here, where we have some handouts for events that are coming up, and also the Spirit in Nature. I had a hike with Hannah yesterday myself, and so we're going to put that together very, very soon. Class sign-ups, new books. This is Your Spiritual Power, one of the new books from Ernest Holmes, a collection of small books that have never been put together before. Heart to Heart, coffee, around, more hugs, more prayers. The practitioners coming forward today, if any of you have anything that you would like prayer for, these are our precious beings that will pray with you today. Don't go home needing a prayer, for goodness sakes. And I'm going to ask Reverend Sarah to come up and pray us out.
If the other practitioners would surround the room. So I ask you to join me in prayer treatment. We call it treatment because it is treating our minds with spirit. And I speak this in the first person for myself and all of you that choose to accept it for your own. I give thanks right now for the understanding that spirit is truly all there is. One power, one presence, inseparable from us and us from it. And knowing that we are in a divine partnership not only with that one power, but I am in a divine partnership with everyone else. So sinking into that awareness, I give thanks for that. I open my mind to the infinite intelligence that's guiding and directing me. I open my heart to the true love that is always surrounding and enfolding me. And I open my body to the healing power of all the infinite intelligence that is harmonizing and healing all that needs to be harmonized and healed for more perfect expression in the world. So knowing that I am immersed in a healing pool of Spirit's love and support and joy and kindness, I simply say thank you and wait for wonderful reports and delightful surprises, and so it is. Amen.
So would you all please stand now, beloveds, for our closing song and affirmation. Here it is. I am aware of my divine partnerships with my source, my beloveds, and all living beings. I celebrate my connections with all others, and I thrill at the magnification of good that comes to me and to them because of my awareness of oneness.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside, and in every breath, peace peace abound. And I know the joy of peace, and I choose fear to relieve. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is there. Peace is every step. Peace is every step.